Hey everyone, it's Seabass. What? You couldn't explain that noise under your bed? You didn't know what you saw in the sky? You didn't know what you saw in the darkness? Well, that's what we're about at Stories at the Paranow. Scan that QR code. Send us your videos. Send us your photos of things you can't explain. Until next time.
What up? What up? So, welcome back to Stories with Paranow here on 216 Creator Studios. If you like what you see here, and if you would like to see more very good, very informative, very entertaining podcasts, go to 216 Creator Studios on YouTube, like and subscribe.
Smash that like button.
Do what he said. Do all that stuff. We also have an email if you want to specifically reach out to us outside of the comments section, which we also encourage you to do. Go to that at that place, and if you want to send us any sort of paranormal goings on or who's it's or what's it's
stories, pictures,
Yes,
videos,
yes.
anything you got, we'll take
Please.
it to the table.
We love your stories.
please.
We love
We're
your comments.
tired of researching. Please do our job for us. I am begging you.
We want the goods. We'll deliver your goods for you in a nicely bowed package.
Please.
Whether it's a comment, a video,
We're so
a
tired.
story.
We're
I'm
so tired.
I had to move 80 pounds of furniture yesterday. Oh, sorry, 800 pounds of furniture yesterday. I'm tired.
I got off work at 2 a.m. I got 3 hours of sleep.
Give us your videos.
Give us your videos.
Like, share,
Please.
subscribe.
Do our job for us.
Smash that like button.
Please.
All right,
All right,
let's
so you may be wondering. So in the ongoing saga, Drew has left to go rescue Miley from the redneck cannibal aliens from Wisconsin in the previous thing. So he's off on a mission right now, but so we're holding down the fort here while he goes to rescue our friend.
even though our captain has abandoned us, we must fight on.
He hasn't abandoned us. He's doing what he needs to be doing. It's like,
sure.
you know,
Taking one for the team.
it's like when Vice Admiral Garb showed up to try and save Kobe.
Man, I'm lost on
Have
that
you
one. I'm
have
sorry.
you still not done One Piece?
No.
Oh, dude, it's so good. Anyway, all
I
right.
watch way more garbage.
Yeah.
I watch garbage rather than quality sometimes.
Don't watch One Piece. Read it, please. I beg you. Sorry. This is
Are we talking about ghosts?
Yeah, right. So,
Okay, what we got?
actually, today,
Yeah.
Sebastian, if you would, this is kind of his baby. We're doing war shit today. We're doing
Pew pew.
battles and dead people and what happens to dead people when they can't leave battles.
And cool forts too. Sometimes
forget
there's
the
a fort.
forts.
Sometimes
Yep.
there's a haunted fort here and there.
There is often a fort.
Yeah.
There is often a big concrete structure with
That-
people in it,
That has some wrongdoing. That
And
had some wrongdoings going on.
and also ghosts.
Yeah. So would you like to start us off, Tom?
Oh,
or
I'm
should
starting
I?
us off. All right, cool. All right. I thought you were going first. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's all right. So I am not a big war guy. This is not really my area of expertise. I'm a history person, but I'm much more into the sort of anthropology, sort of how people lived in their day-to-day life, as opposed to these sort of great men, sort of military war-centric view of history. It has never interested me. all that much. So when we did this one, I was a little taken aback. Not taken aback. That's not the right word. That makes it sound like I didn't want to do this, which I do. This is going to be a fun one because I like learning about things that I don't really know about.
Yeah.
But my contribution today is a little bit of a throwback. It's a little bit of something that we would have done a little closer to the beginning of the show.
Yep.
I have a clip of specifically Gettysburg of which is supposedly one of the most haunted places in America. From everything that I saw, like this is like
hell yeah, brother.
You can't walk 3 steps without tripping over 5 ghosts. Apparently, like that's you can't trip over ghosts.
There are a lot of ghost stories for Gettysburg.
They're ethereal. You can't actually trip over it. You know what I'm trying to say.
And there's a lot of artifacts people are still trying to steal from there.
Yeah,
it's guys remember Gettysburg is not just a big field, because that's what I thought it was before I visited there.
Yep.
It is the entire town.
Yeah, people live there.
Yeah.
People just live in Gettysburg. It's almost like Hiroshima in that way, where it's like you think about it almost as like a time capsule of like the bad shit that happened there. And you forget that like there's just like people that wake up every day and it's like, oh yeah, I live in Gettysburg.
Yeah, life must go on.
I'm gonna go get a coffee and then go to work. And it's like they're not thinking like, oh, the grand and horrible tradition of battle. They're like, oh, well, you know.
Yeah. There's
like,
probably,
damn it,
there's probably a Starbucks there.
It's like, damn it, the line at Starbucks is too long.
Yeah.
But regardless, there are a lot of ghost stories at Gettysburg because there were a lot of dead people at Gettysburg at one point. There have been a lot of dead people in general everywhere, but specifically for the Battle of Gettysburg, it was very bloody. It was a very singular point in American history where like a lot of Americans died, and we have. Did you see that?
See what?
Anybody else just see the lights get fucky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because we're talking about war, man.
Yeah, ghosts.
Not again.
The minute that Drew leaves, the ghosts show up. Anyway.
Yep.
I simply must get back on track. I am so sorry. So I have a clip that someone posted of a paranormal sighting potentially. So. See it?
Oh my god. Yeah. Whoa. Oh,
I bring
creepy.
this to you.
That's creepy, man.
I am pretty well known for not typically going with this sort of thing, of being like, I don't.
You're always the first one to be
skeptic
like,
of
oh,
the
that's
group if you
bullshit.
haven't.
I don't know how else to explain that. That's the first one I've ever seen where it's like, yeah, I don't.
To me, it looks like a smudge.
So that's the thing that like the top comment on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
This made me laugh. So thank you. I wanted to bring this up. It was like, oh my god, thank you so much for posting it. I've
See, I'll play the skeptic.
I too can see that there's a smudge on the window screen or whatever. But I don't know. I thought it was neat.
I'll play the skeptic for a second because maybe it's like a running theme, but every time I see like, well, and there's two sides of it. Every time I see like grainy, terrible footage, I'm like, well, that could be easily manipulated.
Sure.
But the same can be said for like high quality HD things, like especially in the world of AI that we live in. But I can't explain it.
See,
it could be a smudge, but the smudge looked like a person.
See, what's funny about that is that I automatically trust something more if the camera quality is worse.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Because because if it's like if
can't be altered.
Yeah, no, and like if you're like if you're like out in the world and you see like something indescribable. I don't know about y'all. I don't carry a $20,000 camera on me at all times, just in case I need to record a ghost lady with no mouth in the cab of my truck. Like, I don't know if y'all know this. Dash cams are not actually that good. I'm relitigating our previous episode.
Yeah.
Go back and listen to it. It's fire. It's very good.
Yes.
It's that good shit. Anyway, I thought it was neat, and I thought because I did a little bit of digging, and I saw a lot of the ghost stories in Gettysburg. You've been to Gettysburg before.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do any of the sort of like haunted stuff? Did you see any of the sort of like ghost tours? Because I know there's a lot of them.
No, but they're definitely there for sure. But we just did like the normal like tour around, and that's where you kind of realize like, because it must have been like 3 hours, 2-3 hours of like audio. Like you buy the disc and you go to like stop by stop, go to the next stop and learn about how many people died here.
Yeah.
And when you get to like ones like obviously, like I said before, like it's not just a big field. There's other parts. It's the whole town. There is a big field.
Yeah.
And the reason why like that's the misconception because that's probably the big field that most people died on. Naturally, and it's wide open. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
And when you get to certain stops where it's like, here's how many people died, and here's how they died, and their bodies just laid there, and it's like the most calm, cool, collective narrator describing the most abhorrent, like horrible things you've ever heard in your life. Of like, here you get to this stop, and it's like a rocky hillside, and it's like, oh yeah, they were doing battle, and you know the bullets were ricocheting off the rocks and stuff like that, and then at the end of it, here's like a few hundred people were just laying dead in the sun for a couple days.
Yeah, so I just Googled it. Total deaths, approximately 7,000 to 7,500 in 3 days.
Yep. Yeah, that's why it's so well known. It's that much death in that little time. And then like to get into the a little more morbid, eerie part of it, as if, you know, the whole 3 days wasn't, when they described like the aftermath and how people, you know, the bodies were just buried in shallow graves, and people looked out of their windows and they just see like the mud just dissipate away, and you see like arms and legs and bodies just be revealed.
Oh, so it wasn't even like a shallow grave. They just
dirt piles. It was like dirt. Yeah,
I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
my God,
I'm surprised they even put dirt.
There's
on top
7,000 people to bury.
Yeah, I mean that whole, and who? I mean, I'm sure that area has been surveyed and dug and redug, and there's, you know, that's why they say on like every like area landmark, please do not dig for artifacts. You will be prosecuted. You will be fined, because there is just that much still out there, and it's like they almost don't have time to keep going over and over because you don't know what's gonna find. It's because it's not just the whole town. It's probably the area surrounding the town. So
the story that I thought was the neatest that I was looking for is there's an area in that big field called the Devil's Den.
Yeah.
And the legend supposedly is there's a thing called the Phantom Regiment, where it is. So this is the annoying thing about doing research on stuff like this, is that every website that you go to will tell you a slightly different thing. Like I have seen it be a regiment of Union soldiers. I have seen a regiment of Confederate soldiers. I cannot find any specific details on what the regiment was, where they were going, like what they were doing. But apparently, at certain points of the night, they will march. You will be able to look out and you will be able to see a company marching, starting at the Devil's Den, going across the field, going into the town, etc., etc. And supposedly, the clip that I just showed you is of a member of the Phantom Regiment, according to the person who took the video.
What's the story behind the Phantom Regiment? Did they all get taken out?
I don't know, Nico. I couldn't find it.
I was just
no. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying this is an attack. I'm saying this like I got irritated trying to
I gotcha.
sift through the garbage for this, and this is why we need you to do our jobs for us.
Help.
Anyway,
We suck at our job sometimes.
Anyway,
Gettysburg.
Even if
Phantom
you don't
Regiment.
have a ghost story and there's a certain topic we haven't covered you want us to do, send it to that email. Also
Right
will
there.
be in the description below.
Right there.
right there.
Phantom Regiment.
Yeah, so the Phantom Regiment, which God, that sounds like it's just like every time I'm just like, oh yeah, the Phantom Troop from Hunter x Hunter, and
Phantom of the Opera.
yeah,
Phantom Regiment.
I gotta be honest with you guys. That's all I got for this one. I'm stalling. I'm really stalling on this one.
That works. Seabass. Now you're on the chopping block.
Thank you guys. Thanks, Tyler.
Hey,
Anyway, if you want to hear one little cool factoid, I still remember from because I think we went there like 6, 7, 8 years ago. Stop it. I saw that. There was one cool. If you want to talk about like linking two timelines to each other, they talked about a story about a resident who was there, who while the battle was going on or as it was about to start or kind of like really escalate, he was a veteran of the American Revolutionary War.
okay.
And he went to go fight. So
Okay.
like linking those two timelines and those two wars, I thought was pretty like fascinating. It's like really those two were that close to each other that there were people living.
No, so what was it like? 50 years apart? 1776.
Because the detail that sticks out, I think they said he was in his 60s.
Okay, yeah, because he could have been like a teenager when the American Revolution happened.
Yeah. So
Yeah, no, that
it's
tracks.
like wow, those two wars were that close.
Yeah.
Like World War I and World War II were 30 years apart.
25.
Less than 25.
Yeah.
Which brings us to my topic, which is World War One. Smash that like button. So
This is not an appropriate time to be doing bits.
no,
This is a very bleak
This is
period
a
in
very
human
bleak-
history.
the
This is
bleakest.
not a bit filled episode. Like
We got to make them fun, Tyler.
We gotta
no,
make
I'm just saying, like, you know, like human suffering. Like that's not, you know.
talk about human suffering.
I think that's
So,
every
that's
episode here, basically.
Yeah.
Someone dead in a horrific way.
Whether it's a lady in white or a horrendous war that killed millions.
There's also a lady in white in Gettysburg. Actually, I forgot to mention.
yeah.
There's another lady in white story of like a woman who's what?
No, I know. It's just I think about all of our tangents we got on about the commonality of the
Yeah,
women in
no,
white.
there's like okay.
No, he
In the course of doing this show, I've realized that there are about 5 stories.
Yeah.
There are 5 stories of the Paranow, and every single one of them, like all the rest of them are just mutations.
Mhm.
It's like the 5 mother sauces in cooking.
Yes.
It's like there's dragons, there's ladies in white, there's vampires, and then 2 others that
con artists.
con artists. Well, that
I would feel like I would say it's fake, just like creepypasta bull crap.
yeah.
Then like ghost spooky stories,
Yeah.
right? Hauntings, and then like myth and folklore.
Yeah, and then aliens. would be
Yeah,
like-
and aliens.
and then aliens would be the 5th one.
All right.
All right.
No.
Onto his
On
topic.
top. Let's get back on topic. So, what I have to bring to the table is the wild men of no man's land. Does it sound any sort of familiarity to you, Tyler?
Wild Men of No Man's Land sounds like a Friday night for your boy, but go ahead.
Close enough. So
Sounds like a club I used to work at back in the day.
Yeah.
it's right next to Nash Vegas.
Yeah.
So that's a real place. You can Google it. But I've talked about it on the show. In recent years, I've had a very fascination with World War One. Just how all war is bloody, brutal. Should have never happened. But this one, I would put near the top of the list of the most, especially in retrospect, the most pointless.
Oh yeah.
Of just how many lives were lost, how much destruction there was that is still seen to this day. Like if you Google World War I trenches, today. Like this is a war that happened over 100 years ago, and you could still see the residuals of it and geographically.
Yup.
And obviously you can see it like in other wars too, like in, going further back, but it's like, wow, this so much nothing happened in this war.
No, and
so much like little was gained. Like it's like to kind of like not dumb it down, but just to kind of put it World War in a nutshell, it was for the most part it was two people or two sides fighting over the classic trench warfare, and it was over like a few hundred meters of land. Yep. And they were just gridlocked. It was could not move.
It was a family squabble. It was because these people were all inbred and all related, and it was just like it was the most consequential bad Thanksgiving in human history.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what my story kind of talks about is the call it legends, call it paranormal sightseeings of,
just don't call it late for dinner,
and do not and it's so the story of the Wild Men of No Man's Land is essentially the story of a group of deserters from all different factions and it's because of how brutal that war is. I mean, you're talking about tanks, flamethrowers, gas attacks, etc. And this kind of talks about how is a group of people from all factions who just went insane or just needed to kind of get away, because obviously in those times people who tried to desert were probably put on the firing squad and were or offered a sacrifice, or you were just thrown out of the front lines and hence thrown into no man's land. Mm-hmm. These people are like, we've had enough of this. This is done. And they just essentially would hide in no man's land. And the legend has it like they just created a series of tunnels.
Yeah.
A good visual would be, have either of you seen what is it? Not Heartbreak Ridge. It's
Hacksaw Ridge.
Hacksaw Ridge, yeah, Hacksaw Ridge, where they bombed that whole mountainside or hillside for so many times, and the Japanese were just essentially hiding in tunnels.
Yeah,
that's kind of picture that as a visual. But you are in the middle of a battlefield of, just for years, and you're in the trenches. It's, you could read up all about just how brutal that was. And these men just had enough and would just essentially hide out in the middle of no man's land.
Yeah. Because
obviously people aren't going to be searching for you willy-nilly, because that is the battleground that laid waste to all of these lives.
Yeah.
And so, but when these people were obviously out there and in the tunnels and hiding out, they went mad. And during the middle of the night, and there's many recollections or people saying what they would describe of, they would see call them apparitions, call them shadows, call them actual men that would just go around digging or go around like kind of taking things off of the newly dead soldiers.
Yeah.
And it goes as far as it goes into cannibalism.
Yeah, it says right here, the most gruesome accounts of the so-called wild men suggest they were flesh-eating savages.
Oh yeah. You're bordering on zombies.
Yeah.
And the represent, and whether obviously like any story, whether it's real or not, whether these people exist or not, who knows. But I find it what I find interesting is like, it's like a metaphor for, or maybe the more eerie part of it is like, during these battles there's obviously people who are wounded who are not dead.
Yeah.
And then just imagine a bunch of people that come out in the middle of the night to essentially attack you, cannibalize you, feast off of you. And like I kind of thought of have you ever seen the movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze?
Yeah,
kind of like
where are you going with this, Sebastian?
Well, the visual I had in my head, because obviously this goes more into the paranormal side of things. Like again, if these people are not real, if these were seeing, imagine you're wounded onto this no man's land, and you just see a bunch of shadow figures come and take you, kind of like in Ghost. And that's terrifying, sure. Because that's what it kind of delves into. Some of the other articles I read about it is like, that's like a metaphor for like, oh yeah, you're wounded on the battlefield. This is the end. Here comes the the ghouls to bring you down to to your final resting place.
Do you know what this sounds like to me?
What does it sound like to you?
This sounds like a fairy tale for soldiers. Because like if you think about it, like the purpose of dark fairy tales are to indoctrinate children into getting certain behaviors properly, right? Like don't go out after dark or the boogeyman will get you, kind of deal.
Yep.
And then he'll shove worms in your mouth and he'll do this.
Yep.
That's a pro wrestling reference. Don't worry about it. But if you think about it, like the military works a lot like that as well, in terms of like they come out and say that like we're just going to break you down and build you back up, and in much a way that like a very strict parent would build up a child, and in that state, soldiers need like
structure.
Well, they need stories to scare them in the same way that a child would.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is a really effective story to stop people from deserting.
Oh yeah, and I mean, even in that war,
don't just go run out into no man's land or like try to escape, because the wild men will get you. They'll pop up out of the tunnels and they'll eat you.
Yeah, before as if the army wouldn't beforehand.
It has the same structure as a bedtime story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Something that an officer would tell lower ranking soldiers to scare them, to stop them from running off, because it's like, oh, there are tunnels underneath.
Correct.
And if the wild men catch you, they're gonna pop out and eat you.
Right. Yeah, because if you're in a place that looks like this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna want to fight there for
long.
No,
your first instinct is, oh, I need to leave.
Yeah. So I understand the idea,
the desire to desert.
Yeah.
Exactly. Particularly because I mean, a lot of these guys were, especially in World War I, because again, no one was fighting for a good reason.
No.
Like a lot of these soldiers were conscripts.
Yeah,
like a lot of people,
cannon fodder.
A lot of people were there against their will.
Yep. It was. That's why I say it's like I put it up there with one of the most brutal wars, because I mean you're in there for, at best, you're in there for like 2-3 years.
Yeah.
You're in terrible conditions. The battlefield is just barren, filled with mortar shell impacts and just overall death.
Yeah.
And like maybe not every day, but you're just at a moment's notice, you're just climbed up and just thrown in a sacrifice, almost just to gain a few hundred meters of land. And at the end of the war, there was like almost nothing accomplished.
Yeah.
Like almost no ground was gained. And if you ever want like a better representation of this, and maybe I've referenced it before, but All Quiet on the Western Front is a great representation of just how so much nothingness was accomplished in this war and just how much death there was.
I mean, say what you will about the horrors of World War II, but Nazi Germany needed to go.
Yeah, there was a clear problem that needed to be abolished.
A problem that was partially caused by World War I, mind you.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to get to, is like, that was the worst of the worst to come out of it, was that it directly paralleled into, Adolf Hitler, and because he was involved in World War I, I think he was a runner.
Yeah.
And
he was in the Austrian army.
Yeah. And, the impact of that war culminated 20-25 years later into the person that he was for Nazi Germany.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, just that just adds on to, not only did nothing happen, but like another world war happened because of it.
And that's the thing too, because it's like with World War II, I'm sure it was horrific. I'm sure it was, just as bad to people's brains. But at least you can look at it and say, we beat the Nazis. We beat Imperial Japan. We beat fascist Italy and fascist Spain. Like, these were things that needed to happen. These were like ideologies that were toxic and needed to go. And so in a sense, you can be proud of that. You know, like
Definitely.
you can look back on that and be like, obviously this fucked me up. I did terrible things, but the world is better for what I did because Nazi Germany is gone. And how many more people would have been caught up in the camps? How many more people would have been, you know, if the world had not gotten involved?
Yeah,
you can't really say that for World War One.
Yeah, and to give you a little more perspective, like you talk about, like, yeah, World War II was definitely not great, and there was bad stuff. But to give you another little, I don't know exactly where I heard this, but it's like General Patton, you know, of the United States. I think it's like there are weeks where he gained more ground than any side from either army in World War One ever did.
Oh my God.
So, because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, like World War II was 5-6 years,
something like that,
and then World War One was like 4 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, you do the math. It's like, yeah, he probably, like, he started on the African front.
Yeah.
And he eventually made his way, like, almost knocking on the doorstep of Berlin. So
I also just wanted to point out for No Man's Land, they're not really sure about how many people died out there.
Oh no!
How would you know?
It's getting blown up, and there's like, I'm looking at like 4 or 5 different estimates that are just kind of all over the place.
Yeah. How would you even begin to figure that out?
Yeah, and that is and again, I've mentioned before, like, that's my fascination with battlefields, and that's probably one that I would like to visit, is like just the scarring of the trenches, because you hear all sorts of like paranormal and eerie stuff, that like walking through there and stuff like that, and you know, all the noises and visuals and stuff like that. Like, yeah, you have no idea, and records have no idea like what exactly happened. They just know of all the death and destruction that you can still see to this day. So yeah, probably a lot of paranormal stuff goes on there, just not there. And I, you know, obviously talking about Gettysburg and even Little Bighorn and all the forts from the Civil War, American Revolutionary War, all over the place. There's still just, those scars just do not go away that easily. So, and they will still stand. And that's why I find just paranormal that's centered around war and battlefields and stuff like that much fascinating, because it is just, you know, of what you see as residual effects that just still stand to this day, that anyone can go see, anyone can hear about, you know, all the crazy, you know, intense and stories that just still have stood the test of time, and it's all recorded, and you know, and people still talk about it, people still make movies about it, TV shows, etc. And yeah, that's definitely one that I'd love to see one day. It's just those trenches, because of my recent fascination of it. But that and Little Bighorn, I still have yet to see that. And even though Jackie has told me, like, oh, it's just a field, I'm like, no, like, but I don't care if it's just a field, it's the story behind the field.
Yeah.
So I don't care if it's just trenches, it's the story behind those trenches that I'm fascinated with.
I had a thought.
What is your
just
thought?
right now, actually? Do you know what the Wild Man story reminds me of?
What does it remind you of?
The Viet Cong. It reminds me of like what the Viet Cong actually did.
Yeah.
Tunnels underground.
Tunnels underground, and the sort of like popping out the savagery, like
correct,
putting fear into the enemy. Here's the thing about Ho Chi Minh, the leader of the North Vietnamese army. He was an incredibly learned man. He was deeply well read in the traditions of most things, but especially of like war and battlefield conflict.
Okay.
It would not shock me at all if this was a starting point of, oh, this is how we strike fear. Mm-hmm. Especially this is how we strike fear into the hearts of the Americans and the French, people that have specific scars from this sort of trench warfare.
Gotcha.
Let's become the monsters that they're afraid of.
Oh yeah, and that's another area that has all sorts of just like terrible, stories in history. And you go there, and there's definitely a lot of paranormal stuff going on, like of certain areas and legends and stuff like that. And it's the case for anymore, and that's why, and that's a part of it that's so fascinating. Is like, well, yeah, there's a lot of reportings of like hauntings and paranormal stuff. And it's like, well, yeah, in a place that has as much death and destruction as it does, yeah, of course you're gonna see a lot of bad stuff, especially like the stuff that you hear on like or see on like movies and shows that are accurate.
Yeah.
So who knows what kind of goes on there, especially, or who knows what still lingers there to this day.
Well, they say that if you experience a traumatic death, right, if that your spirit lingers around because there's quote unquote like unresolved
unfinished
trauma.
business.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, these were men who were essentially, maybe not like, I don't know, depending on how you see it, but yeah, these are men who were like drafted in against their will, and had to experience this without their consent.
If I'm 18 and I'm in an area where it's nothing but mud as far as the eye can see, and I'm trying to run to a trench, and then my buddy next to me gets blown in half, and then a bullet goes by my that's
and then you have to sit in that same trench for 3 days.
correct, just to get blown in half as soon as you try to move up more. So
you talk about unfinished business, and like, or call it purgatory. You can't escape in more ways than one. And it's sad, and it is all very fascinating. So.
But yeah, no, I like what you said, T-Bone, about the Viet Cong. I was thinking the exact same
It
thing.
reminds me of that battle strategy.
Yes.
Like, so often that's how guerrilla war is waged, where it's like, let's make them think that we are monsters.
Do you think it was just a form of guerrilla war, and that it was just like soldiers out there still fighting that were just, kind of going crazy?
Maybe. I think it's more likely that it was a story that was told to frighten soldiers into staying in the trenches.
Yeah.
Because the last place in the world that they want to be is those fucking trenches.
No,
yeah.
And
worse than death. Yeah.
Because a lot of people would go crazy and then just pop over just to die.
Yep. Or into their death.
I don't know.
Yeah.
This is going to be a little bit of a shorter episode because it is just the two of us, and
yeah.
And there's no, Drew's not here with his producer's pick today. Obviously mine's not here either. So this is probably about all the time that we have for today.
Yeah.
We're probably going to call it here. Thank you guys for bearing with us as we took a little tangent into the battlefield,
the horrors of war,
and of what lingers beyond.
Mm-hmm.
So if you like what you see, go to 216 Creator Studios on YouTube and subscribe. There's a bunch of other great podcasts that you can listen to. There's a good backlog for this. A lot of our episodes are, I think this is the shortest one that I've ever personally been a part of.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of great content there in Stories of the Paranow, and also in Creator Studios, 216 Creator Studios more broadly. Email us, sotpn at 216creatorstudios.com. Share your paranormal stories with us if you'd like. You can also drop them in the comments. We will read them. We will, if we get stuff that we find interesting enough to bring into the show, that's definitely something that we can look into. Maybe we have a section where we go over, like, the comment corner or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we love your stories. We love your comments. We read them all. We see them all, and we love to see more. Help do our jobs for us, because sometimes we're lazy and bad at it.
Yeah, please. Anyway, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Have a good day, and stay safe out there. Bye-bye.
Hey.